And happy National Tight End Day to all. I hope everyone's been good for National Tight End Day. Hopefully that means Cole Kmet has a big day, and welcome to the Bears pregame show. Week 7? Yeah, there we are. We're week 7. My God, week 7 already. Where's the time go? We must all be getting old or something because it's flying. So we got Bears Raiders today. With me, as usual, we have Bear fan Dan. Good morning, Dan. How you doing?
Morning, doing good. How are you, Ken?
Go, waking up and living on the right side of the dirt this morning, so it's always a good day, right?
Oh,
And then we've got
always
Bear down. Woody, how you doing today?
Yeah, happy National Tight Ends Day, people.
And of course, we got Mike the Bear fan with us doing some things in the background. We'll see him in a few minutes. Yep, it's the made-up holiday. I swear, if Kittle gets to the Hall of Fame, he just should get to the Hall of Fame. I said it. We were talking before the show. He should just go to the Hall of Fame just for making up a fake holiday that everyone accepted and ran with, and now it's actually a thing. I mean, come on. Well, and then Tight End University, that's him too, isn't it? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kittle gets in for that. But today, we ain't got time for that. We got Bears and Raiders. So we got the Raiders coming in today. Battle of the backup quarterbacks at high noon at Soldier Field. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a fun game today, don't you think? We might actually win this.
Agent versus Hoyer.
Yeah, we got
the
guy who's been in the league as long as most of us. What now, Woody?
Oh, going up against last year's number one rusher, Josh Jacobs, was having a slow year, but we don't want to get him started.
Right.
No, we don't. We do, and they got probably one of the best edge rushers in Max Crosby, who legitimately ended the game last week he was in by getting a safety to end the game. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day, but I mean, you got Jed Hoyer, the guy who's been in the league probably longer than anyone, it seems. Feels like he's been on every team in the NFL against the kid, the undrafted free agent rookie, NCAA all-time scoring leader. It's going to be a fun game. It should be a shame. And then we got some people coming back, and we'll get into some player stuff. Let's start with, speaking of rookies, Darnell Wright. There's his PFF. Look at it. I mean, this is the second year in a row we've had for rookie offensive lineman being the best of the rookie class. Last year it was Jones, we'll see if he's back in when we get into the injury report later. So yeah, I'm happy with him right now this year. Dan, what are you thinking of Wright so far this season?
I like him. He's doing a good job. Well worth the pick.
Yeah, Woody, I don't think I can. I mean, do you have any complaints on Darnell Wright this year?
No, he's our most consistent offensive lineman we got. Think about it. Didn't have to fluctuate. He's not a lot of penalties not on him. Holding calls. So yeah, we made out with that pick, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, and he's made a few rookie mistakes we've seen in a couple games. So, hello, Chad. So I've been happy with him. And then, of course, the big update that everyone wants to know about, what's up with QB1? Well, good news is no surgery. It just popped back in. and it's a ball grip thing. So he might be out maybe next week. He could be back next week. But right now we're eyeing week 9 against the Saints. I'll actually be at that game. That could be his game. So we might get 2 weeks of Badgett, which actually I don't mind because, that'll let us really see if Badgett's going to be a kind of backup the backup we need to keep on the roster to have that solid backup like the Raiders do in Hoyer right now, right? Or that Minshew is in Indianapolis. Because next week they'll be able to game plan for him better than the Raiders are this week. So then, so it'll be a really good test for him these next 2 weeks to see if he's the backup guy that we want to keep on the roster with Justin next year. And QB3, they can just whatever. I mean, we never use a QB3. I mean, it's almost like the hockey goalie up in the rafters, right? I mean, he comes to the game, gets free food, and he never plays.
Oh,
that's
Mike.
where I Justin. Yeah, Mike is still sick, it sounds like. And like I said, look at, this is Tyson. It's his opportunity. He says it's his opportunity. He will try to make the best of it and win as many games as he can. I mean, kind of expect that from any guy, don't you? I'd love for a guy to go, I'm going to come in, I'm going to suck and be terrible. I mean, I like to see that as a quote. All right, let's look at the injury report real quick. All right, what do we got here, fellas? Anything on this here that pops out at you?
Yeah, Nate Davis is out. That was a bad injury, so we're going to be actually fluctuating that offensive line again. The other one is, like I was talking before, Roschon Johnson. He's out second consecutive week with a concussion, which is unusual. So hopefully everything goes on him, goes good with him. So, and our star, DB, Terrell Smith's having a good year, and he's out again. But our offensive line with the going against the Raiders' defensive line with Max Crosby, it's going to be a tough day for that O-line.
Well, and then Brisker's questionable. Eddie Jackson's out.
He's already playing. He's in.
Well, yeah, Brisker. Well, I will say Brisker's going to have to play with Smith being out and Eddie Jackson being out. Yeah, I think it's that time of year we're starting to see some injuries there. Roschon, of course, being out still with the concussion. It must have been a grade 4 or something because the average is 9 days and he's been out 14 now. So I'd expect him back next week. Unless there's something else, otherwise it's, a bunch of guys who, Yannick with a back, you kind of expect that this time of year, right? Some guys dinged up and hitting the injury report, but still playing. So, I'm just wondering though, the running back room, we're going to get, Roschon back. I'm hoping it's next week. So Mike says Badger takes the starting job today. Was that Mike?
I say adding to the Crosby. Yeah, we definitely got to stop him, but he's not 100% himself.
Yeah, and I don't think Badger's going to take the starting job from Fields today. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you got someone in England today. Outstanding. So let's look at today. Let us know who's gonna have the better game today, Hoyer or Badgett. I have a feeling I know who's gonna win in this forum, but I don't know, Dan. Who do you think's gonna have a little better game today? You think it's gonna be the old veteran or the young rookie?
Well, hopefully it's the Badgett, but we have to wait and see. I mean, maybe Hoyer.
Well, that's going to depend a lot on this matchup right here. Is Devontae Adams and DJ Moore and Woody? It seems to me that Devontae Adams has actually had a really slow start to the season. Moore has gotten some flashes. I think though that's going to be that could be the matchup that kind of determines the game a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, I think with the slow start for Adams, I mean, Hoyer. You got to think Hoyer's 16-24 as a starter. So, and it feels like he's been playing on all 32 teams. So he's mostly been a backup, obviously, mostly his career. But I have a feeling that today, with Moore getting most of his yards after the catch, I'm going to see. I would like to see maybe some screen passes to him to see what he can do after the catch. But I'm thinking today Moore might have a little bit slight better day, but I'm not too sure. But that's my call for now.
Yeah, I think Moore's been better after the catch. I think he's probably one of the best in the league after the catch, Mike.
Yep.
I don't see many people doing more than he is after the catch. The only guy I can think of who's really good after the catch is retired, and that was Fitz.
Well, Hoyer definitely the veteran, but I think Badgen's going to have a better game. I think it's going to be more designed for quick throws. A lot of people going in motion. That's just what I think. And not to mention that this is the first week he's actually going to be practicing with the first team.
Mm-hmm.
I like, though, Dan, and I think I'm sure you like this too, is the moxie, though, the undrafted free agent rookie who at this time last year was preparing for a 2D game, walks into the room and says, "Hey, guys, don't change the call sheet."
Right.
That's pretty ballsy, right?
Yep, definitely.
I mean, I like that. And here's the thing that people need to understand, though, about Tyson. I don't understand why so many people are, surprised by his success. The kid's played 4 years of 2D, right? He played 2 years of Division II, of D2. He saw a lot of game time. Yeah, it's not like you're playing Division, 1. You're not playing D1, it's D2, but the competition's still good. The kid saw a lot of defenses. He saw a lot of looks. He's been through a lot of situations. That some of these guys who get drafted in the first round for starting 1 year, at a D1 school or a year and a half, and this kid's got a lot of experience behind his belt compared to most rookies. I won't say he's got Jordan Love experience because Jordan Love sat on the Packers for 3 years, but I mean that's a lot of experience for a rookie to bring in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah! What do you have? Like 159 touchdowns. They broke Kirk Cousins' record in college.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the competition is all good, but it's not like going up against a Alabama or Ohio State. So, we'll see. I mean, like you said, Ken, he's not going to get Justin Fields. He can have a breakout game the next 3 games, and Justin Fields is still our quarterback. So,
yeah, I mean, and look, it's Woody's pregame, so I kind of don't want to get into it because we can talk about this on Wednesday. But with all the Caleb Williams or whatever quarterback is the soup of the moment, dude, I don't think the Bears are drafting a quarterback, period. I think it's Fields and Bagent going forward. Bagent pans out the next 2 weeks. I think QB1 is Fields, QB2 is Bagent, and that's what we're looking at for the next 2 to 3 years unless something drastic happens to change it.
Yep.
So all you guys out there who are loving that clickbait about how Caleb Williams wants to be a part owner from whoever drafts him, I mean, I think this kid's talking his way out of the first round, number one. But I don't think the Bears are moving on from Fields, and they're not going to move on from Fields to go to Bagent. I think this is Bagent's true audition to be the long-term backup quarterback behind Justin Fields. Because I think what we see in this league, and Dan, I know you watch a lot, how many teams out there have a legit backup quarterback that they feel they can trust for 3 to 5 games if needed?
Just Indianapolis, like Minshew, that's actually the only one I'm thinking right now.
No, I would say Baltimore. Baltimore trusts its backup quarterback. What's his name? Because he plays just like, I think Baltimore and Indy, and that's about it. And Indy's paying a crap load for Minshew. So,
and Russell, we do not have a terrible offensive line. Whitehair is iffy, but Jenkins and Wright's been playing good ball this year.
Yep. Borum's our problem.
And Cody's had an off year. Cody even said he's having a bad year, and he acknowledged that he's not playing well. it's not our O line. I think some of what you're seeing though is just bad play calling. Like where it's designed, they're going to leave a guy unblocked on the left, and they don't execute fast enough. I think it's the scheme and it's the coaching. It's not the old line. If they give Justin and he's holding the ball 5-6 seconds, dude, that means the old line's working and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah. He can pat. I don't know. I don't know if Cody's done, Russell. Let's see how he does the rest of the year, and we'll see what we do in the draft. It'll be interesting. But Cody's having a down year. Cody's been a great guy for us since he came here. 8 years he's been here, and he's been solid for us. So I wouldn't be too quick to get rid of him. I don't know. I mean, do you want to get rid of Cody Whitehair?
No. I mean, he was. Let me tell you something. Like he was better than Mustafa. We all know how I felt about Mustafa and how good he's obviously doing this year for Baltimore. But yeah, Cody Whitehair's been iffy this year. But people got to realize this isn't our year. We could tell right now. We're all saying it's a 2-year process. Stuff like that. So let's mess up now and, play for, next year because this year is done. I'm afraid to say that, but I'm thinking on our offensive line, Larry Borum's our problem. We have, I think, the second most false starts as a team in the league. That's not even at home. That's not right for an offensive line. So we got to get our shit together.
Yeah, and Borum, Mike Withrow brings up as well in the comments, and Dan, I think that that Borum is going to be on the roster because he's a good rotational guy. He just isn't an every down guy for a game, right?
Right.
And fans need to pick up on that too. Some of these guys, they're great rotational guys, but they're not like a guy you want starting for 2 games. Straight, they're good, but yeah. Well, let's look at some predictions real quick because I don't want us to get too close to game time with them. Woody, Dan, and Claude are all 2-4. The rest of us are like the Bears at 1-5. So let's go around today. I'll start with Mike. Mike, what's your prediction for the Bears? And also, please put your predictions in the feed, but also go to Mike the Bear fan. Mike has a thread on there, a post. If you get the score correct, like on the money, you're going to win some signed merch. And I'll go with Mike first, and he can explain what the merch is and then give his prediction.
It's just anything Bears memorabilia. It could be a card. It's going to be signed for sure. We've only had one winner this year, unfortunately, and it's been Woody. Congratulations, Woody.
Yeah, it's right.
My prediction is I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm 1-5. Time to get some winning streaks going. I think the Bears win 24-17.
All right, Dan, how about you?
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I hate to say it. I think the Raiders are going to win it 13-10.
Woo! There we go. Woody?
Yeah, I'm with Dan. I had said a low-scoring game. I feel like these quarterbacks are going to be mediocre today. So I actually have the Raiders winning 17-13.
All right, I'm like Mike. I'm 1-5. It can't get any worse. So I'm going to take the Bears at home with a Cairo Santo game winner.
God damn it!
I'm telling you, it's going to be. Hold on, I got to do math real quick. 20-15, Chicago.
How did Santos win that game?
Clutch field goal, baby.
Yeah, it's still Santos on the field goals. I mean, he's going to be the star of the game. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Hey, this isn't fantasy. If you kick it over 60, you get 5 points.
And anybody watching to win the merch, you got to comment on the post that's on my page. Not this feed, not a shared one, nothing. It's got to be on my page.
And speaking of that, Mike? Go to the page. We're close. What's the updated number? The 10K there, Mike.
9.6, maybe a little higher, almost 9.7. So we need about
So-
350, 400 people.
So if you do get there, you can win some. Become a favorite. Win. We're giving away Bears merch that way as well. Signed merch there as well. There's Chad with the 2017 Raiders. It's gonna be a close game. We'll and then this will ask a big question, I guess, before we get ready for the game. We got about 9 minutes. Mike says the Bears 34-20. Mike, where's Bear fan Mike? We haven't seen him this morning. He's usually on.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, he said
Right.
he
He
said
said hi earlier.
Did he? All right, Bear fan Mike, I'm waiting on you, brother. While we're
Yeah.
waiting on Bear fan.
11:33 is his last comment.
All right. Hey, let's talk about this. Eberflus. We got about 9 minutes before kickoff. Eberflus, is this the last season, Mike?
I believe this is his last season for sure. I think Getsky's on his way out as well. I think it's almost going to be, I'm not saying a clean house, but play calling's got to be better, and the coaching has been terrible this year. He can't even coach the team. How's he doing the defense too?
Does anyone disagree with what Mike is saying before I jump
I
in?
never do.
Nope.
Never disagree with him.
So I'm going to
I
disagree
don't
with
think
him.
it's going to be during the season, but they're definitely going to be gone at the end.
Well, Bears has never fired a coach midseason ever in their franchise. Don't
Yeah, I don't
try
think
by week 15, 16 that happens.
Yeah, we've never fired a coach in the season, but I think Eberflus, I think with the defense has improved enough, and it keeps getting better that he keeps his job, and basically they just get a new OC. And now we have fired coordinators in the season. I think really, unfortunately, Fields getting hurt is an excuse for our OC to keep his job another week or two. But I could see Getsy getting fired during the season, and then we just get a better OC. Now, the only way I see Eberflus being gone, if Harbaugh is like calling polls and says, "Hey, dude, your head coach position, right? Like, every year that everyone says I'm going to leave Michigan to come to the NFL, and yeah, I even went to Minnesota last year and talked to them. But legit, if you want me, I'm yours." I think that's the only way they do it. Like, they have to have a surefire, or if I don't know, if the Steelers do something stupid and fire their head coach, and we can get him. Okay. Hey, Terry's taking
No,
the
Chad,
Raiders.
they were both fired after the season.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something like that. Otherwise, I think he keeps Eberflus because the defense has improved by leaps and bounds this year. Look at what we did to Minnesota's high-powered offense. Okay, they were out without Jefferson, but our defense is actually played really well overall. We still have issues like can't get off the field on a third down.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Belichick just signed an extension like a year or two ago.
Wow.
He's not going anywhere.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belichick's not going anywhere. I think that's the only way we get rid of Eberflus. Honestly, if there's something out there that pulls, sees like I can get that guy, and I know we're going to win. But right now Eberflus has got my OCs. The plan's not working. And look, we all know polls is all about the plan and giving time. And we all know it takes 2 to 3 years for a coach's plan to work. Well, the offense is not working. The defense is starting to work. The offense is not. So I think they make the change on offense and leave Eberflus in place in the defense. That's just where I'm at. I mean, I know fans, that's not going to be it's not going to be popular with you guys, but I think that's the reality of it.
Did you say basically Eberflus just take over the defense, give up the head coach position? Is that what basically?
When has that ever happened in the NFL?
Yeah, no. Was that? I was going to ask that. Did a coach ever get demoted to be a coordinator?
Yeah, well, yes, it happens all the time, just not the same team.
That's
right. They get fired as a head coach and then go become an OC or a DC elsewhere.
Right.
Or less. I mean, if you look at our last wonderful head coach, he went back to Kansas City and was the quarterback coach after the year being fired as the head coach. Now he's the OC again in KC, but he got fired as a head coach, went on to be a quarterback coach. So, I think though it's a offensive coordinator is going to be gone. I think Eberflus might stay. I think he's done enough where he's going to stay, and they're not going to let him go. I mean,
a .174 win percentage. That's enough. Just, I mean,
No.
Well, I mean, it's
worst ever in Bears history.
Yeah, no.
It's improvement, though. I mean, that's what Poles is looking at. Poles is looking at the improvement on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, he's a coach. It should be the whole unit. And we got a better squad right now than we did last year, and we're playing worse. So, I mean, I kind of disagree with you a little bit, kid.
Yeah, I mean, we have the weapons.
I'm also disagreeing to get some conversation started on it. But I mean, look, I think if he feels he's on the hot seat, he fires Getsy after this week if we don't win. Like, I think if Getsy isn't fired by week 10, he's safe.
We'll talk about that in a few more weeks.
Any update on the new stadium? Well, considering only one of us lives up there, you heard anything? I've been watching Chicago news on Inside the Box,
I heard the Bears team is doing so bad they want to just keep the racetrack there. They have a better record.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think as far as I know, they're moving forward on Arlington Heights.
Yeah, it's just a slow process. Basically, politics got into it, and they want to make a story short. They want to pay taxes on the thing rebuilt, already done, instead of what it's worth now.
Yeah, and I heard that they did make some progress towards that as well.
Yeah.
But it's going to get done because look, so my dad was postmaster of Arlington Heights way back in the day. That's back where he passed away in the office there. They want that team there because when the racetrack was there, they made so much money, and the township knows how much money there is to be made by having the Bears there. It's just some political maneuvering from outside groups that force some things on a ballot, and that then now the city has to jump through because some idiots decide they want to muck up the process. And those are people who are paid by the city of Chicago to do so because the city believes they can keep the Bears in the city.
Hey, I agree. Hey, I would love for that to be true, John. I would love it.
That'd be sweet.
Hey, John Dorn, wait, put that back up. John Dorn has ever. John, that is the first smart thing you've ever said on this show. Holy crap!
You got a sound. Do we have a sound effect for a round of applause on that?
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Gentlemen,
There. Hey, John Dorn. Hey, John Dorn. I'm gonna give you.
Give him the golf clap.
No, John. I'm gonna give you the clap. Literally. Okay. Good go.
Wow, John Dorn.
Tip the cap.
Wow. All right, guys, we're about a minute or so before kickoff. So before we line off, what do you want to take us out?
Yeah. Today's keys. Got to stop Max Crosby's rush. Last two games, Bears gave up 2.3 yards a carry. Now we got Josh Jacobs coming in for a slow start. Got to get to the Brian Hoyer, and that'll be the keys to the victory if they do, even though I picked the Raiders to win. But for Bears to win, that all has to happen. Bear down, and we'll see everybody Wednesday night.
Bear down.
See you Wednesday night. See you at the game in a few minutes. Bear down.